What if the reason you're tired, distracted, and emotionally flat most days has nothing to do with how much you slept? What if it's what you're doing or not doing in the first 10 minutes after your eyes open? Here's something most people don't recognize. Your brain wakes up in a specific chemical state every morning. Cortisol is spiking, not because you're stressed, but because your body is designed to release a surge of it at wake up. It's called cortisol awakening response, and it's your brain's natural alarm system. It's supposed to sharpen your focus and get your body ready to move. But here's the problem. If you immediately grab your phone, slump back into your pillow, skip water, skip light, and skip movement, you're essentially telling your nervous system, danger, stay in survival mode, and it listens. The result? That cortisol spike, instead of sharpening you, turns into low-grade anxiety that follows you all day. Your focus never fully arrives. Your mood stays at the floor, and no amount of coffee fixes the chemical mess that you started with. Today, I'm going to give you 3 morning habits. Each one takes just under 5 minutes that work with your brain's biology instead of against it. No 5 a.m. wake-ups, no cold plunges, no hour-long routines. Just 3 things done in the right order that will change the way you feel by 9 a.m. Let's go. Before we get into the habits, I want you to understand the concept because it makes everything else click. So your brain runs on neurotransmitters. Think of them like chemical settings. Dopamine is your motivation and drive setting. Serotonin is your calm and happiness setting. Cortisol is your alert and action setting. So every morning you have a short biological window, roughly the first 30 to 60 minutes, where these settings are being calibrated for the rest of the day. What you do during this window doesn't just affect your morning, it locks in the chemical baseline your brain operates from until you sleep again. So these 3 habits are specifically designed to hit all 3 systems in the right sequence. So your brain arrives at your first real task of the day already loaded, already calm, and already feeling motivated. Habit 1 starts the moment your feet hit the floor. Get outdoor light into your eyes within 10 minutes of waking up. This is the single highest leverage thing that you can do for your energy, focus, your sleep quality, and your mood. And almost nobody does it. Here's the science behind it, and it's very simple. So your brain contains a tiny region. It's your internal master clock, and this clock only gets properly set by one thing: natural light hitting your retinas in the morning. Not a lamp, not your phone screen, actual outdoor light, even on a cloudy day. So when the light hits your eyes, it sends a signal to your brain that sets off a cascade of events. Your cortisol awakening response peaks properly and then starts declining. So you feel alert now, calm later. Your brain schedules a melatonin release for roughly 12 to 16 hours a day, meaning you'll actually feel sleepy at the right time tonight. And your serotonin levels get a direct boost, which lays the foundation for stable mood all day long. Now, here's what most people do instead. They wake up, immediately look at their phone, a close-up artificial blue light source, and never step outside. Their master clock never gets properly set. Their cortisol stays dysregulated, their melatonin gets confused, and they wonder why they're tired at 3 p.m. and wired at midnight. Here's how to do it. Within 10 minutes of waking up, step outside. Your balcony, your backyard, a window you can open fully, and let outdoor light hit your eyes for just 2 to 5 minutes. No sunglasses. Now, I'm not asking you to stare directly at the sun. Just look around outside in the natural light. That's the whole habit. Cloudy day, it still works. Even overcast outdoor light is 10 to 50 times stronger than indoor lighting. So your brain knows the difference. And trust me, your brain knows the difference. Do this for 3 days in a row and notice how much easier it is to fall asleep at night. Do it for a week and notice how much more naturally alert you feel in the morning without needing coffee first. This one habit alone is worth this entire video. Let's jump into habit number 2. Drink water before anything else. So before your coffee, before your phone, before breakfast, water first. Let me explain why. Because most people think that this is just generic wellness advice. It's not. Here's what happens to your brain overnight. While you sleep, your brain runs into lymphatic cleaning cycle. This is the waste flushing process I mentioned in our last video. That process uses a significant amount of your body's water reserves. So by the time you wake up, Even if you feel fine, you are mildly dehydrated every single morning. And here's the problem. Your brain is 73% water. A hydration drop of just 1 to 2%, barely enough to make you feel thirsty, causes measurable drops in concentration, short-term memory, reaction time, and mood. So when you wake up dehydrated and immediately pour caffeine into your system, a diuretic that dehydrates you even further, you're building your entire mental day on a broken foundation. The fix is almost insultingly simple. Keep a 500 ml bottle of water on your nightstand every single night. The moment you wake up, before you do anything else, just drink it. The whole thing. It takes about 60 seconds. What happens next is immediate and measurable. Your blood volume increases, circulation to your brain improves, your kidneys flush the overnight metabolic waste, and your energy levels begin climbing without a single milligram of caffeine. Want to make it even more effective? Add a small pinch of sea salt and a squeeze of lemon. The sodium helps your cells absorb the water faster, and the lemon kickstarts your digestive system. This combination is essentially a free, natural version of a hydration supplement, and it works within minutes. And here's a shift in how to think about your morning coffee. You don't need coffee less. So when you're properly hydrated, your coffee actually works better. Because caffeine's primary mechanism depends on adenosine receptors in the brain. And those receptors function more efficiently when your brain isn't dehydrated. So water first, always. Coffee second. And here comes the last habit. Move your body for 3 minutes anywhere, anyway. Before you scroll past this one thinking, I've heard this before, just stick with me because what I'm about to explain is not about exercise. It's about neurology. So when you wake up, your body has been horizontally and motionless for 7 to 9 hours. Your lymphatic system, unlike your circulatory system, has no pump. It relies entirely on muscular movement to push fluid through the body. Your blood pressure is at its daily low, your core temperature is still building up, and your dopamine levels are sitting at baseline, technically present but not activated fully. Here's what movement does in the first few minutes of your day that nothing else can replicate. It triggers a relief of BDNF. You ask what that is? That is brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Scientists literally call this the fertilizer for the brain because it promotes the growth of new neural connections, enhances learning and memory, and directly elevates mood. Even a few minutes of light movement is enough to trigger a measurable BDNF release. It also jumpstarts your dopamine system. Physical movement, particularly anything rhythmic like walking, marching in place, or light stretching, activates the dopamine pathways associated with motivation and goal-directed behavior. So you're not just waking up your body, you're actually waking up your brain's drive system. And here's the part that surprises people the most. This is not about intensity. A 2021 study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that even low-intensity morning movement, a slow walk or a gentle yoga session, produced significant improvements in attention, decision-making speed, and visual learning compared to a sedentary morning. You do not need to sweat. You do not need a gym that early in the morning. You do not need 30 minutes. You need 3 minutes. Here's what 3 minutes looks like in practice. Walk around your home while your water boils. Do 10 slow squats next to your bed. Step outside for your morning light and pace slowly while you're out there. March in place while you brush your teeth, stretch your arms overhead, and walk to your kitchen. That's it. That is enough to trigger the neurological response your brain needs. The reason this works so well as the third habit after light and water is that by this point, your circadian clock is set. Your hydration is restored and your body temperature is starting to rise again. Movement at this point is very important. The BDNF and dopamine release is faster and stronger than if you moved first. That's the power of doing these 3 habits in sequence. And that brings us to the end of this video. 3 habits, that's it. Let's recap this once again. Habit number 1. Get outdoor light in your eyes within 10 minutes of waking up. Sets your master clock, regulates cortisol, builds your serotonin baseline for the whole day. Habit number 2. Drink 500 ml of water before anything else. Rehydrates your brain, clears overnight waste, makes your coffee work even better. Habit number 3. Move for 3 minutes. Any kind of movement, any intensity. triggers the BDNF, activates dopamine, and wakes up your brain's motivation system. Total time invested under 15 minutes. Combined neurological impact. The difference between a day where you feel sharp, calm, and in control versus a day where you're fighting fog, low energy, and anxiety from the moment you sit down to work. Here's my challenge to you. Do all 3 tomorrow morning, just tomorrow, and notice how you feel at 10 a.m. compared to how you normally feel. I am confident enough in this to say it will feel different, noticeably different. If you found this useful, like this video. It takes 1 second and it genuinely helps this channel grow. This is The Shift. I'll see you guys in the next one.